Hello, everyone. How goes it? This is Dr. Matt Dorsey, Chief Scientific Officer and Formulator for CHOQ. And welcome to another one of these Ask the CHOQTOR lives. I am the CHOQTOR. Everybody who's there, say hello if you'd like. Feel free to, of course, as always, ask me whatever you'd like. Also, just so you know, perhaps you all know this already, but we will be giving away prizes today. We've got, what do we have? Well, prize number one is going to be any CHOQ product. I'm guessing you'll want to pick something expensive, like perhaps an Armor or perhaps an Action 2.0. And then prize number two is going to be a CHOQ t-shirt and some cacao beans. So, yeah, we will be doing these every weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And this is your opportunity to win stuff and also to ask me whatever you like. So leave a comment, type in the comment section if you'd like. If you have any questions at all about CHOQ products, if you have questions about herbs, nutrients, healthy living, any of that stuff, feel free to, fire away. Until that happens, I'll just say I got done doing a really fun video with a guy named Dr. Anthony Thomas earlier today on ashwagandha. This guy right here. He works for the company that makes the organic standardized ashwagandha extract that has 14 clinical studies behind it that we use for our ashwagandha products. And we did a really deep dive into ashwagandha science. We talked for like an hour and 15 minutes or so. It was amazing. And definitely stay tuned for that one. Ashwagandha is insanely popular right now, as far as I've been told by people in the industry. And the main reason, I think, is because everybody is really stressed out pretty much all the time. It's hard being a human. These last year and a half, 18 months or so, the S has hit the F, so to speak. So we need all the help we can get. And out of the different adaptogens that are out there, this one right here, ashwagandha, is one of the favorites when it comes to cortisol regulation. But yeah, feel free to say hello in the comments. Let me know who's here. Maybe I'll see some familiar faces. And feel free to ask me whatever you like. All right, Mr. R says, how did you get such a top group of people together at CHOQ? Everyone from the bottle designer to the formulator, the customer service girls, and even the shipping operations. Dustin has been great. That's awesome, Mr. R. Thank you so much. I actually am the bottle designer. I am a graphic designer as well. So I do the formulations and the graphic design. I wear a lot of hats at CHOQ. But yeah, I'm not a professional graphic designer in the sense that I never went to school for it, but I started messing around in Adobe a long time ago. And that was about 20 years ago. And I have done label design for several companies, including CHOQ. So, yeah. But I'm glad you like the bottles. I'm really liking our new design. This is the new one, right? Got this really cool geometric hexagonal pattern here. This is the old one. The old one was pretty cool, but the new one I think is really out of sight. And I'm really, really digging it. So glad you like it too. What's up, Danny B? How goes it? Welcome back. All right. Yeah. Still better than all professional designers. Well, you know what's funny, Mr. R? I've actually seen some professional designers do some pretty shoddy work in the industry who actually do have formal training. So yeah, formal training isn't all it's cracked up to be. If you just have an eye for design, if you're just kind of a natural artist, then it's kind of all it takes. That and then just teaching yourself stuff over time, you know. But yeah, so ashwagandha I went really, really deep into earlier. Let me just grab, you know what? Let me see if I can grab this mountain of research that I have here on ashwagandha. If you guys want to go into it, I can. I've got a ton of different studies on ashwagandha right now. My desk was just littered with them. Again, the one that we use has 14 clinical studies behind it. We actually have, out of the different companies that use this particular branded ingredient called Sensorial, we have the strongest available anywhere, any manufacturer on the planet, 600 milligrams. And we use the organic version. So there's organic as well as conventional sensoril, and we use the organic version at the max dose. But yeah, so why is ashwagandha awesome? Well, I've got studies here for supporting healthy inflammation response within joints. So joint function. Got a study here for, look at this, chronically stressed humans. I know that's backwards for you guys, but chronically stressed humans. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Stress hormones tend to have an effect on just about every system in the body. One of those that's extremely important being, of course, the immune system. So if you want optimal immune function, you also want to make sure that you have a decent amount of adaptogens in your system supporting healthy stress hormone levels, healthy cortisol levels. When is the best time to take ashwagandha for testosterone? It really doesn't necessarily matter. As far as I know, I've never seen any research that actually compares taking it at different times of day for that particular endpoint. So I really couldn't tell you. Most likely it doesn't matter at all. As long as the main thing is that you take it every day for a while. In general at CHOQ, we recommend, giving about 3 months to whatever program you're doing. So if you're on a stack, and you're taking daily and Tonkat and ashwagandha and action, something like that, give it 3 months. You'll get results way before that. I mean, you'll start to feel stuff within the same day, probably on a stack like that. But to get maximum results for things like testosterone, you want to give it some time for sure. So it's more important to take it every day for a long period than it is to take it at the exact right time of day. But to be totally honest, we don't have specific data on that. So, so far we got 3 people. You guys' odds of getting a prize are pretty good if you stick around. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. This one helps also with occasional aches and pains. I've got a study right here on ashwagandha for sleep. Helps to reduce sleep latency. So reduces the amount of time, sleep onset latency, the amount of time that it takes you to fall asleep at night. This one right here. This one is on blood sugar health, supports blood sugar health, also helps to reduce oxidative stress. So antioxidant, helps to boost circulation. There's another one here. What CHOQ supplements? So somebody's asking about supporting healthy blood pressure. And if you want to support healthy cardiovascular function and blood pressure, then I would recommend Action 2.0. This is actually kind of a cardio supplement, interestingly enough. We market it as like pre-workout, energy, all that, and it certainly is that, and also mood and focus. But when you actually pop the hood, so to speak, and you look at what's in here, you will find that there's a substantial amount of cardiovascular stuff in here. One of them is, so obviously we have nitric oxide boosters. When it comes to heart health, circulation, circulatory health, nitric oxide is very important. So we have an ingredient called capros in here, which is proven to boost nitric oxide. We have another one called S7. And then, of course, we have beetroot, which is a great nitric oxide booster as well. We also have things that work on mitochondrial energy production. Elevate ATP does that. Rodeo Life does that. B12 helps with that. And then we have a blend of 2 different kinds of grapeseed extract. Grapeseed extract also fantastic for the heart and for healthy blood flow and for healthy endothelial function, which is the lining of the inside of your blood vessels. So long story short, the most cardio supportive supplement we have is actually Action 2.0. Yeah. So let's see. Best 2 CHOQ products for minimalist guy who just wants to get good immune health and testosterone levels. Well, I would say, okay, let's do, if you want to focus on immunity, I would do these 2 guys right here. Now, are these going to be the strongest for immune system? No, that's going to be your armor right here. Of course, that's very, very strong for immune system. But Shilajit can help with immunity, which is in daily. So can Tonkat. We have some research we have for healthy immune function. And these 2 together, if you're just going to do 2 products, are the strongest thing you can do for testosterone. Just these 2 right here. These 2 together, very, very powerful. Hello, Timothy. Welcome back. Yeah, make sure you guys, again, stick around for the products giveaway in just a bit. Again, hopefully too many more people won't join for you guys' sake because, again, high odds of winning. But yeah, stick around. I would hate for you to leave before we give away free stuff. But yeah, best 2 products together daily plus Tomcat 100 as far as testosterone goes, and you will get some side benefits for immune system. We do have, again, some research on this particular patented Tomcat extract for immune function, and certainly Shilajit can help with immunity, and soft-fed muesli might also be a little bit of an immune booster as well. But yeah, again, of course, number 1 is going to be Armor always. And when Apex glutathione comes back out in a couple months, very powerful for the immune system, and also great for mood and focus and that sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to, if you guys, have any questions on how to build a stack, you can say, build me a CHOQ stack for this kind of person or somebody who needs this, and as long as you're not talking about a specific disease, which I'm not allowed to talk about, but as far as just different areas of health and boosting and elevating and supporting, I can talk about that all day long. But yeah, tons of research on ashwagandha. I often tell people, if you're just going to pick one only supplement to just give to the average person, without really knowing much about them, ashwagandha has such an insanely wide appeal. It checks so many boxes and it's so well balanced. I think it's a really good one to start with for a lot of folks. Yeah. But yeah, if you're here and you're just showing up, holler in the chat. Tell me, why you're here. Ask me anything. Ask me questions. Ask me anything at all about herbs, nutrition, etc. Here's another one on ashwagandha and actually cardiovascular function. So speaking of cardio function, ashwagandha does have some research on it for that, because stress is not always the best thing when it comes to optimal heart function, right? So this one actually they looked at they looked inside the heart. They looked at heart function in terms of the dilation of the aorta as well as the heart rate. Found positive results there. What else do we have? This one was cool. This is another cognitive function study. Ashwagandha also helps with things like auditory verbal working memory, reaction time, and social cognition. So here's another study on that right here. I think it's likely that one of the mechanisms by which ashwagandha is able to support things like healthy focus and mood is because it's working on regulating stress hormones. So you're not overly stressed out, because when you're stressed, you tend to be kind of scattered. So, when we think of focus, a lot of the time we think of caffeine and stimulants and just like being really wired, and certainly that can help you focus. But at a certain point, it actually works directly against you, right? It's not always a good thing, right? If you ever had a bunch of espresso, 3 or 4 shots, and then you felt so jittery that you could barely function, that more stimulation is not always a good thing. Sometimes you actually need more calming neurotransmitters, and you need less stress chemistry, like like cortisol, for example. Yeah. What else we got? We got another study here. Effective. I always love study names. Effective standardized aqueous extract of Withania somnifera on tests of cognitive and psychomotor performance in healthy human participants. So yeah, just basically they divided up folks into 2 categories. Obviously placebo and ashwagandha, and the ones who took ashwagandha, they gave them all these different tests on a computer that were testing whether they could memorize things accurately and recall them, testing their reaction time, testing their ability to not be distracted by things and to continue to focus, things like that, and found some positive results there. All right. Let's see here. Somebody's asking about mixing CHOQ products if they counteract each other. No, definitely not. Absolutely not. No, CHOQ products are highly synergistic. None of them counteract each other. And generally with respect to supplements don't really, in terms of counteracting, sometimes that can be a good thing, but it depends on what you're going for. So let's say, for example, let's say, for example, you have a supplement that is very, very, very stimulating, right? And you are trying to chill out, right? In general, that's not great. But at the same time, if that supplement does other things other than stimulate you, and you have something else that is relaxing, if you take them together, then you're going to get less of a stimulating effect. So it depends on the person. It's hard to say as a blanket statement. But in general, no, our supplements are meant to be stacked together. Yeah. Is it going to take 3 or 4 supplements at once in the morning? Yeah, absolutely. That's perfectly fine, BC, 100%. Obviously, everybody's different constitutions, but yes, totally fine, 100%. Absolutely. I would say also, just as a side note, though, remember that if you have a sensitive digestive system, it might not be a bad idea to consider maybe taking a little bit of food with your supplements. And that doesn't have to be a whole meal. That can just be a snack, But yeah, one that tends to be a little bit rough on the stomach, maybe because of we're not really sure, possibly the rhodiola, is the Action 2.0. Some people with sensitive digestive systems do find this a little bit intense. So that might be one you might want to take with food. Yeah. Let's see. So you've got Daily Tomcat 7 Wonders and then Irish Moss on the way. Awesome. So BC, what do you think of that combination? Daily Tomcat 7 Wonders. How are you liking that so far? And how long have you been taking it? And I'm curious for anybody else, Michael MasterCard, how's it going? How you doing? Glow 120. I love the CMOS you guys sell. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, everybody else, Mr. R, Danny B, Timothy, tell me what CHOQ products you're taking and so far what they've done for you. I'm always curious. I like feedback, John says Armor and Apex together is the best for me with a bit of food. Yeah, Armor and Apex is an awesome combination. John, tell me, you might have told me this yesterday. Tell me, John, real quick, what kinds of results are you getting from Armor and Apex? What have you noticed? Have you noticed better mood? Have you noticed, that you just have more pep in your step, or whatever? Like, just always curious to know what you guys are getting out of it. So definitely holler and let me know what your feedback is. Yeah. And if you're just tuning in right now, make sure you stick around because we will be giving some products away in just a little bit, but you do have to be watching to get the products. So definitely make sure you stick around. And of course, we'll be doing this every weekday from now on. Every single weekday, we'll be giving away prizes every single time. So I'm going to do my best to schedule all of them so that there'll be a countdown on YouTube. So yeah, maybe even find a semi-regular time slot for y'all. Might vary a little bit though. So some people who work during the day can still go at night or whatever. But yeah, gonna be trying to schedule it so that if you are scrolling on YouTube and you're subscribed to CHOQ, it very well might tell you, hey, this is coming up. You can set a reminder there. So John says Armor and Apex, mood, positivity, focus, like I can take on anything. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, you might have said something similar to that before. I can't remember, but yeah, that's fantastic. Jacob is doing Moss Daily and Wonders just for a few days. Jacob, have you felt anything yet, or is it too early? 7 Wonders and Moss might take a little while compared to Daily, which I think would be a little more fast acting, but everybody's got their own story, But yeah, I wonder if any of you other guys are getting any particular results with your stacks. Is there anybody who's taking the full CHOQ stack? I wonder. That's a powerful one. That's a lot, yeah. What else do we have? Okay, so we've got one more study on ashwagandha here. This one is strength training adaptations. So this particular one, oh, John, you're taking the full stack? Nice. Very cool. Hulk smash. Nice. John, are you ready? You think you're going to win today? You ready to spin the wheel, so to speak? Feel a lot more like a game show host than I ever have now that I'm giving away prizes. BC, I've been taking daily since June. Tonkat for a month and just received 7 Wonders about 5 days ago. But yeah, I've been taking Tonkat. I've been taking daily every morning since June and now taking 1 Tonkat. Nice. Very cool. Yeah. Daily and Tonkat, great combo. Like I was saying before, for men, if you really want to just, if you really want to pursue the whole testosterone route, these two are great, daily plus Tonkat. And then I would say for even more testosterone, then I would add ashwagandha to this. Ashwagandha does help with testosterone, but it also really helps with cortisol. So does Tonkat. Helps with cortisol though, and the cortisol, as I talked about with Dr. Thomas on the video earlier, cortisol really tends to sap your reproductive health. Stress is not very good for the reproductive system. Yeah. Jacob says clear mind, high T levels. Nice. Very cool. And that's on Moss Daily and 7 Wonders. Cool. BC 7 Wonders in the morning, then take another one in the afternoon. Cool. Couldn't fit it all in one text. Yeah, no worries. Seriously though, I'm 40 and I feel like I'm over 10 years younger with the stack after a few months. Nice. Very cool. So John is taking the full stack and yeah, he seems to be digging it. So I see we got a few more people on. Looks like we got 11 people. So again, sorry for repeating myself, guys, but for everybody who's listening, just make sure you stay tuned until we start giving away prizes. Don't leave prematurely and miss your chance to get prize number 1, which will be any CHOQ product you want. And prize number 2 is one of these lovely t-shirts here, as well as a bag of our delicious heirloom organic cacao beans. So even if you just want to leave me on in the background, yeah, do whatever you got to do. But when I say it's time in a little bit here to give away prizes, run over to the computer and make sure you enter. But yeah, I mean, I'm already seeing some of you guys show up multiple times here. I think Mr. R and John, I've definitely seen you guys, as well as Danny. Hopefully you're still here, Danny. And yeah, if you guys keep showing up, then you will, you're virtually guaranteed to win if you show up enough times in a row, Yeah. But yeah, so I wonder how many guys are taking ashwagandha. Be very curious. Yeah, what's up, Danny? How's it going? Ashwagandha, talking about ashwagandha, here's my stack of studies again. This isn't even all the ones on our ashwagandha. This is only some of them. But and there's 1 or 2 that are on a different that are on a generic. But anyway, ashwagandha is talking about it as a great opportunity to talk about stress chemistry in general. What stress does to your body. And damn near 100% of people on planet Earth are stressed out these days, it seems like. Who isn't stressed out, right? It's just a really, really insane time to be alive. Absolutely insane time to be alive with what's been going on the last year and a half. Everybody is stressed at their max, So whatever you can do, obviously adaptogens are great, but whatever it is, getting outside, earthing. I've got a cool blog article on let me post some cool blogs for you guys too. I don't know, do you guys ever read the CHOQ blog? I'm just curious. Because there's some gold in there for sure. You just got to kind of dig through there and find it. I haven't had time to do a blog in a while. Not all these blogs are mine, but let me just post some really cool ones here. So here's one I wrote on breath work. This is a cool one right here. Yeah, this guy right here. Breath work, how incredibly important it is, how synergistic it is with adaptogens like Shilajit and rhodiola. It's really the bridge between the mind and the body. John, you like the blogs? Very cool. Any stacks you recommend for optimizing sleep? Danny, yes. So number 1 thing we have to optimize sleep is going to be ashwagandha, actually. Great research on that. I was just talking about, I have a study here on ashwagandha for reducing sleep latency. Where is it? Well, too big of a stack to look through right now. But yeah, So ashwagandha, very helpful for sleep because of its ability to regulate stress hormones. We don't have a sleep supplement per se, but if I was going to pick one, ashwagandha would be the top one. Yes, definitely. But yeah, that one right there on breath work, that talks about, what breath work can do for you, especially from a stress related standpoint. Another really interesting one that I wrote a while back is how to boost your immune system naturally. And this isn't even with supplements. This is with, so number 1 is forest bathing. Number 2, nasal breathing and humming. Number 3, earthing. And number 4, yoga. And all of the science behind that. So, yeah. Yes, and actually, so answer your question, Michael, taking ashwagandha at night is helpful. And in fact, if you actually read the label on here, it actually says take 1 capsule in the evening. So I know you have to read it backwards. I wish there were a way to flip this, but yes, 1 capsule in the evening. So you don't have to take ashwagandha in the evening, but it certainly is a good time to take it because it does regulate stress hormones like cortisol. If you take it in the beginning of the day, it's not going to make you fall asleep, though. It's not like taking valerian or something like that. So it doesn't really work that way. Yeah. But yeah, ashwagandha is great for that. And if you guys go to the ashwagandha product page, if you just want to open this up in another tab, you'll see, all the things I've listed on there as far as what it does. Healthy mood and focus, hormone health, emotional well-being, optimal sleep and energy levels, healthy stress hormone synthesis, immune function, joint health and muscle strength. By the way, $35 subscription, especially if you use a coupon code, if you guys don't have a coupon code right now, just tell me in the comments and I'll post one where you can get 35% off. Actually very affordable considering that it's a 600 milligram and it's organic. Actually quite a good deal. So yeah, I wake up and feel the difference when I take it and don't. It's awesome. Yeah. And that's a good point. Sometimes, when you get used to taking something, all day, every day, not all day, but every day for a while, you forget what it's doing for you. And then you stop and you're like, oh, I'm missing something, as a practitioner and health coach, when I'm working with clients, I'll get them on something and they'll forget after a few months what it's doing for them. And they'll think they don't need it anymore and they'll just stop, and that's when they're like, oh, wait a second, that really was helping, So I wonder, do you guys think it's time to give away our first prize? Is it time or should we wait? What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So let me bust out my random number generator here. Random number generator. Okay. See if you guys can psychically pick up on, it's not even generated yet. I'm not going to generate the random number until you guys give your answers. But okay, so prize number 1, any CHOQ product you want, and give me a number between 1 and 100 now. Just going to give you guys about 5 or 10 seconds. Any number between 1 and 100, enter it into the comments now. Going once, going twice. And the number is 40. Okay. Okay, guys, you can only enter once. It's getting a little confused. Oh, whoa. Okay. You can only enter once. One time. I probably should have said that. So I have to go back here. It looks like Jacob is our winner. 44. Yep. So Jacob, you won. Jacob Taylor, you won prize number 1. So what you want to do is, Jacob, you want to email CHOQ@CHOQ.com. Email CHOQ@CHOQ.com, Jacob, and say, Dr. Matt says that I won prize number 1, which is, as they know, any CHOQ product. And then they will hook you up with whatever product you want. I personally say if you're gonna do any CHOQ product, you might as well pick an expensive one like Armor or Action. But yeah, congrats, Jacob. definitely get one of the pricey ones. If you want immune support, but also post-workout focus, healthy inflammation support and histamine support, Armor is awesome. Armor is highly underrated supplement. It's actually a really good supplement. And then of course, Action is awesome. This is actually, by the way, a pre and a post-workout. Action is pre-workout, Armor is post-workout. So one of those is a good choice, but obviously get anything you want, get an ashwagandha, get a daily, whatever you want. So, all right, everybody stick around. We're going to do prize number 2 in just a few minutes here. I should probably get like an assistant or something and, maybe even wear like a sport coat, something like that. But prize number 2 will be, again, one of these organic, made in the USA, cotton, 100% cotton, no fake fibers, CHOQ shirts that you see me wearing here, as well as a brand new bag of cacao beans. I need to get one of those microphones that has like like Bob Barker used to have. It's like really long and thin, ridiculous microphones. John says, I love Armor for post-workout and of course for Action for before. Yeah, they really are pre and post-workout. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel the recovery time is faster when taking the full stack. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and really when it comes to inflammation response, this is the number one product we have is Armor. It's not just about boosting the immune system, although it's great for healthy immune function, but also really, really important when it comes to healthy inflammation response. And of course, healthy inflammation response ties into all other areas of health and vitality. Making sure that your lifestyle is optimized for inflammation response is a very, very big deal. For anybody who does any kind of research into natural health, natural living, the inflammation connection is a really big one. So very important. Yes, very important. And also for those of y'all who, don't know yet, Apex, this one, as I was saying yesterday, when the new one comes out, it's going to basically be a nootropic. It's going to be really, really good for mood and focus. So when this comes back out, you'll be able to add this to your stack, your CHOQ stack, and it will be insanely good for then mood and focus, for cognitive support. I have a very fancy ginkgo phytosome in there. It's a 3x absorption standardized ginkgo extract. And then we actually are adding organic milk thistle instead of the NAC. Yeah. So let's see. Action 2.0 is B12 with it, so don't take B12 supplements with it. Well, it's really totally up to you. B12, you do find products with as much as 5,000 micrograms of B12 in them. The FDA considers that, okay to sell, right? And Action 2.0 only has 500 micrograms. So, it's really up to you how much B12 you want to take. It's up to you and your, healthcare practitioner. But yeah, no, you don't necessarily have to avoid it. It's really depends on how much B12 you want to have for you. I personally take about 3,000 micrograms a day. When is Apex being re-released? Great question, Mr. R. Couple of months, 2 to 3 months. So should be here by Christmas. Hopefully earlier, but yeah, these things take time, unfortunately. But yeah, so not quite time, but it's almost time for product number 2. Before we do our next giveaway, I am curious, what do you guys think that we should carry? What would you like to see CHOQ sell? Definitely type something in the comments if you can. Anything in particular that you think where you're like, wow, I really, really wish that CHOQ sold this particular kind of product? It doesn't have to be a certain herb or a certain nutrient. It also could be something for a certain function. Like one that I would really like to make is like a CHOQ chill, something to help people relax in the evenings. Maybe obviously a sleep formula at some point as well. But yeah, something like that. Daily for women, that's another one we definitely need to have at some point. Absolutely. Yes, we want to have a women's one for sure. 100%. Yeah. Also really fast, just to let you guys know too, Please feel free, as if you can, share this, like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, our Instagram did go down permanently, and we're really relying on building the YouTube now as a replacement. So if you can, please let your friends know. If you know anybody who is into our Get CHOQ Instagram and you want to let them know that we're doing this on YouTube now and they can also win stuff, that would be awesome. I would love if we could get our viewership up where, you know, when I was on Instagram, we would be getting 50 people, 30 to 50 people each time, you know. We get it YouTube back up to those kind of levels. That would be really awesome. So please let everybody know if you can that we're doing this, and just tell them, check out YouTube. Yeah. Fasting supplements. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do a supplement specifically for fasting or not, but certainly, I mean, a lot of the ones, you know, if I were fasting, I'd want to have some of these adaptogens in my system, because fasting is stressful. You know, not that fasting is inherently bad for you, but it's a lot of stress on your system. So I personally would want to have some adaptogens if I were fasting. That would be a pretty good idea. Yeah. And then, yeah, definitely a women's daily, I think. That's 100% going to happen for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Virtually guaranteed to have a women's supplement. Yeah. Well, I think it's time. Let's do this. All right. What do I want to do here? Let's do something fun. I have an idea. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to do a trivia question this time. And obviously, you know, whoever's a really fast keyboardist, you can always look it up. But what's the capital of Germany? Whoever says it first wins. Capital of Germany. Who's got it? Berlin. Mr. R, you win. Good job. Nice. I figured I'd mix it up and do trivia instead of a random number generator this time. So, Mr. R, you are the lucky winner. You win prize number 2. So, again, Mr. R, email CHOQ@CHOQ.com. You just won a lovely organic cotton, American-made, 100% cotton, nothing fake in it, shirt, along with a bag of organic heirloom cacao beans. So, very cool. Yeah. Well, I guess now that we've done both prizes, it might be just about time to go here. Just to let you guys know again, please, if you can, make sure you like, subscribe, and share and all that. And stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more coming out on our YouTube. And if you know anybody who was a big fan of our Instagram, let them know we're going to be all up on YouTube all the time now and releasing new content on a regular basis here. And yeah, I'm going to do my best to schedule these. So Monday, I'll probably do it again sometime around 4, 5, 6, something like that. You'll be able to, you know, if you're subscribed, YouTube should show you at some point if you're on YouTube and scrolling when the next one is. So awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I will see you guys soon. And until then, stay human.